From time immemorial, India has been the land of spirituality and holiness, unmatched by any other country in the world. In fact, the religious texts have always referred to India as Bharat. Bha, that means self-knowledge, and Bharatiyas, those who take delight in self-knowledge. Time and again, Bharat has given birth to great Paramahamsas, mystics, saints, and divine avatars who have consistently delivered this world from darkness to light, challenging their minds to reason and to discover the profound truth of existence. Man's quest for the divine is eternal. In every time and age, when the search for truth and peace becomes intense, existence illumines our paths with the presence of an enlightened master.
Arunachala Shiva Om, Nitya Arunachala Shiva Om, Guru Nityananda Irayai Thiru Annamalai Arunachalame Manida Uruvai Avadarittai Nityananda Arul Purivai Arunachala Shiva Om, Nitya Arunachala Shiva Om, Guru Nityananda Irayai Thiru Annamalai Arunachalame Manida Uruvai Avadarittai Nityananda Arul Purivai.
In our times, a brilliant guiding light to true seekers is Paramahamsa Nityananda. Paramahamsa Nityananda is a master and modern mystic living amidst us today. His mission is to help each individual actualize his inherent potential. With a pragmatic and compassionate approach and an enlightened insight into the core of human nature, he has emerged as an inspiring personality who continues to touch and transform the lives of millions of people across the world. Working towards a society of bliss, his lucid explanation of practical issues and numerous dynamic meditation techniques help individuals blossom at the physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. His name is synonymous with his message, Nityananda, or eternal bliss.
From time immemorial, human beings were doing research in the inner world and the outer world. Outer world research was going on. There was inner world research was going on mainly in the East. Research and development in the outer world, as all of you know, is the outer science. Continuously they are expanding the boundaries, acquiring more and more comforts, developing the lifestyle. The same way, the East group of Paramahamsas, the enlightened being, started doing research in the inner world and developing techniques, methods, sutras to achieve the eternal bliss, Nityananda.
Paramahamsa Nityananda was born on 1st January 1978. He chose to take birth in the sacred town of Tiruvannamalai in South India as the second son of Arunachalam and Lokanayaki. They named him Rajashekharan. From his early years, Rajashekharan showed a spiritual bent of mind, practicing yoga and meditation with unusual vigor. Tiruvannamalai literally means Thiru Annamalai, or revered inaccessible mountain. In Sanskrit, this mountain is termed as Arunachala, or the unmoving morning star. Tiruvannamalai has been the womb of many great masters and mystics. This town in a remote corner of Tamil Nadu boasts of an unbroken lineage of enlightened souls for over 2000 years. Or should we say, continues to be the final destination for those in quest of truth. 10 days after he was born, the family astrologer predicted that Rajashekaran would grow up to become a Raja Sannyasi. True to the astrologer's words, Rajashekaran showed spiritual inclinations from the tender age of 3. He would make idols out of mud, clay, and soapstone, decorate them, and worship them with a fervor less understood by his family. At the age of 10, he carved with absolute ease and dexterity the Sri Chakra, believed to be a diagrammatic representation of the cosmos, which appeared as a vision to the young lad. Mataji Kuppamal, a deeply pious lady, was a catalytic force in Rajashekaran's life. Aware of the boy's growing consciousness, she nurtured him and also taught him various sadhanas and initiated him into the Sri Chakra Puja and Shakti Mantra. Sri Ramana Maharishi, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and Sharada Devi were sources of inspiration for young Rajashekaran. At the age of 12, on the sacred day of Buddha Purnima, Rajashekaran had an intense encounter with the divine, an out-of-body experience that was to change the course of his life. By his 17th year, Rajashekaran's spiritual quest became too fierce to be ignored. Rajashekaran left home on a journey of arduous self-discovery. With no assurance whatsoever, but only a glimpse of the divine he received at the age of 12, he wandered far and wide, studying and practicing meditation. From Tapovan in the Himalayas to Kanyakumari in the south, from Dwarka in the west to Ganga Sagar in the east, he wandered for several years in India and in Nepal. With just 2 pieces of clothing and a kamandalu or the holy water jug, and with no idea of where his next meal would be, one day in Gaurikund, he beheld a breathtaking vision. A young man with a glowing countenance and flowing locks was walking towards him with long strides and divine grace. Wonderstruck and gazing at him, Rajashekaran was suddenly certain that this must be none other than Mahavtar Babaji, the enlightened master dwelling in the Himalayas for thousands of years in perpetual youth. At the moment of passing by him, Babaji looked into his eyes and pronounced, Paramahamsa Sri Nityananda. Rajashekaran's single-minded pursuit led him to finally experience the flowering of the ultimate consciousness. The I was lost and the being blossomed. Space and time, body and mind, the seer and the seen, all vanished into the ultimate experience. At that moment, there were no questions left, for the questioner himself had dissolved into Nitya Ananda, into Nityananda, or eternal bliss. After the flowering of consciousness, Swamiji, as he is lovingly called, stayed in Erode on the banks of the river Kaveri in Tamil Nadu in a small hut for a few months, healing people and teaching meditation. Guided by divine vision, he soon left Erode and came to a place called Bidadi in the outskirts of Bangalore, where he found the place of his ashram. 20 acres and a 300-year-old sacred banyan tree, as revealed in his vision, he spotted without a doubt. On that divine soil, on January 1st, 2003, was inaugurated Dhyanapitam, his movement for meditation and inner transformation. Dhyanapitam, the divine soil on which this mission of compassion has come alive. The ambience is a perfect blend of tradition and modernity. The lifestyle of Ashramite speaks of a revival of the ancient Vedic system.
गतिः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च समो मानावमानयोः ब्रह्मणः परिपूर्णत्वादिति ज्ञात्वा सुखी भवेत् न द्वेषं भावयेत् क्वापि न रागं भावयेत् क्वचित् रागद्वेषविनिर्मुक्तौ मध्ये ब्रह्मप्रशस्पति यदवेद्यं ययानि सम्यच्च स्वस्थस्वात्मनि वर्तते ज्ञानप्रकाशकं सर्वं सर्वेणात्मा प्रकाशकः एकमेकस्वभावत्वात् ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं विभाव्यते न विमुक्तोऽसौ गुरुर्नलिप्यते श्रीदेवी उवाच इदं यदि
Life Bliss Foundation is his worldwide movement to spread his message of meditation and bliss. With its spiritual nerve center in Bangalore, India, and the Western Hemisphere headquarters in Los Angeles, USA, it operates in over 1,000 centers in 30 countries across the world, working steadily in transformation of humanity through transformation of the individual. Paramahamsa Nityananda, today, just 30 years of age, is an inspiring personality and enlightened master of our times.
The life of an enlightened master, if you look, you will see the period in which he was experimenting with the techniques. He was experimenting with the great truths. First, he will be inspired by somebody who has experienced seeing the Mahapurushas, feeling awe. Second, experimenting with the techniques, doing research, offering himself as a laboratory, trying to work, trying to see what is happening in him through these techniques. Third, experiencing the ultimate consciousness, eternal bliss through the techniques, or going beyond the techniques. Then creating his own method, sutra, creating his own techniques to reproduce the same experience which happened in him. Paramahamsa is a person who has created techniques to reproduce the same enlightenment experience which happened in him to everybody. And by his very presence, by his very being here, he awakens human beings. He takes them to a different plane. He inspires, teaches, and gives experience to become Nityananda.
Through his intense study, research and experiments, Paramahamsa Nityananda stands out as a guiding light for the young and old alike, teaching from his own conscious experience and transforming millions of lives through simple practical teachings and powerful meditation techniques. Paramahamsa Nityananda has delved into the oceans of ancient sciences. He has shared a deep understanding of the Gita, the Yoga Sutras, the Shiva Sutras, Tantra and other ancient mystical sciences through his commentaries and discourses. Today, this living master is here to give us these pearls of wisdom in an uncomplicated form.
Person who creates formula to reproduce the understandings of the outer world. For example, Newton understood something in his life. He created a formula to reproduce the same understanding to every being, to every human being. Person who creates formula to reproduce the understandings and truths of the outer world is a scientist. Same way, person who creates formula to reproduce the experiences and the truths of the inner world is a Paramahamsa. Scientist creates formulas, Paramahamsas create meditation techniques. They create meditation techniques to reproduce the same understanding, same experience, same enlightenment which happened in them, same bliss which happened in them.
How does one describe Swamiji? The charm of a child, the healing hands of a doctor, the compassion of a mother, the wisdom of a guru. To those who struggle under the many burdens of life, Swamiji's presence itself is the answer they seek. In his arms, thousands find refuge, the ailing, the needy, and the seekers of God. The Master is an invitation to a journey inwards. In Paramahamsa Nityananda's own words, "Just allow me to light your being, then you will know that you are pure consciousness and your being pure bliss."
I am Dr. Srinitya Jnanananda. I am a dentist. I met Swamiji 3 years before. Before I come to Swamiji in my 23 year, I had 24 problems, medical problems. And the doctors diagnosed and they told that they are psychosomatic problems. After meeting Swamiji, by practicing his strong and sharp life solutions and practicing his meditations, all the problems now are not with me. Now I am totally free.
Roma Carlisle, and I was a divine science minister in a church in St. Louis, Missouri, when I was lucky enough to meet Swami Nityananda in March of 2006, and since then my life has been transformed.
I'm Amandine and I come from France, and I was traveling in India before meeting Swami. And I was going to different places, seeking for something for myself. And finally I met Swami last February in Bangalore. And something happened inside. And I stopped searching. I just came here. And since that point, lots of things happening inside. My inner space is growing every day.
My name is Srinitya Bhaktimayananda. Before I met Swamiji, I have been to so many ashrams in so many places. I read so many books in the name of meditation, spirituality. But there is some end to everything. Before I met Swamiji, I was in search of a true master who is really the ultimate and also the nearest truth to the truth whatever I read and I was practicing. But I went to the extent where I thought, no, nothing is reality. There is nobody to prove this. There is nobody to live. There is nobody to teach it practically. After meeting Swamiji, I saw in his presence whatever I read is happening around him. In his presence, simply meditation is happening, truth flowering.
So people continuously ask me, so are you God? Again and again tell them, I am not here to prove I am God, I am here to prove you are God.